to switch back to the origin story, I couldn't be successful in Hollywood doing the writing thing for whatever reason. I don't know. Maybe I just wasn't a good enough hustler. I do think I was a good enough writer. I mean, that seems like an arrogant thing to say, but I that's what I think. I think I think I'm a very good writer, but I could never get my foot in the door. I couldn't get anywhere. So one day I thought, I was always thinking of some new thing to do. And what I decided to do at one point was I'm going to do a conservative political YouTube channel. And this was actually kind of scary because I knew if I do a politically conservative YouTube channel that I will probably never work in Hollywood ever again.
Ah, yeah.
And because I immediately, as I thought of it, I thought of what the channel was going to be. I thought of the name, Mister Reagan. I thought of the logo. I thought of everything pretty much in like 10 minutes. Like I thought of everything instantly. It all kind of came to me. Yeah, that's my other channel, Mr. Pagan.
Oh, whoops.
No, that's Mr. Reagan. That's my channel. Okay. And then I have my other channels.
Okay, it says, right.
Which is my channel, in which I mock my own self.
That's great.
Yeah.
So some of these videos are great. You're crushing it.
Yeah, some of them. Well, I used to be crushing it, but YouTube doesn't like conservatives, so YouTube has pretty much destroyed my channel. They've not quite destroyed it completely, but they're getting there. And yeah, so I started doing this Mr. Reagan YouTube channel, kind of knowing it was going to be successful. Like some things you do in life, and you just know instantly this is going to be good. Like occasionally I do a YouTube video, and I'm like, this is going to be a big video.
Why did you know that it would be successful?
Well, 3 reasons, really. One, I was watching a lot of conservative content. And at that time, it was about like 2.5 years ago, 3 years ago, something like that. I realized that there wasn't enough content to satisfy me. And if there wasn't enough content to satisfy me, there was probably not enough conservative content on YouTube to satisfy a lot of people. So I realized that there was a demand in the market that was unfulfilled by the supply. So I realized that in fact, what I originally thought was, some a-hole needs to get a camera and a mic and do another show. And then I realized, I have a camera and a mic. I'm the a-hole.
I could be that a-hole. I have this great voice.
I should be that a-hole. But the other thing was that, so I guess let's just say 2 things. One thing was that I saw that there was a demand in the market. And then the other thing was that, well, okay, yeah, it is 3 things. One of the other things was that I've studied filmmaking and I know camera lenses and microphones and stuff. So I knew that I could do it at a quality that was relatively high. Okay, here, Aston.
It sounds like the cat is saying your name. It sounds like the cat is going, Chris.
Chris. Yes, he wants attention. We've been gone for a month, so he wants to be pet a lot right now. So anyway,
just like a woman.
Yeah, we had a house sitter though who he loves, so he should be okay. But whatever. Yeah. The other thing was that so there's a lot of conservative YouTubers that kind of repeat the points of other conservatives. So you'll kind of aggregate other people's ideas and then you'll express them on your show. And we all do that to some extent. I mean, everyone. Dinesh D'Souza does that. Sebastian Gorka does that. Ben Shapiro does it. We all do that a little bit. We all kind of take each other's ideas and then aggregate them and then express them on our own shows if we agree with them, obviously. But I had some ideas that no one had yet expressed, I felt. And I thought, okay, well, let me express some of the ideas that I have that are like original ideas that I've never heard before. And so I kind of knew that not only was there a demand in the market, I could make a quality show, but that I had a lot of original ideas about politics that I could express. And that was really to me, that was the key. I thought, okay, a lot of people are going to hear what I have to say and say, oh, that's actually quite a good idea. And that wasn't true at first. At first, my first video that did reasonably well was a video where I reacted to Jordan Peterson in a debate. And I realized that Jordan Peterson absolutely obliterated this guy. This guy, his name is Michael Eric Dyson. And Michael Eric Dyson does this thing what a lot of leftists do, is they use a lot of sort of esoteric words. They use a lot of big words and words that people don't understand in order to seem intellectual. They try to convolute something they're trying to express so that you cannot break it down. Yeah, this is some of my earlier stuff that obviously doesn't have a lot of views.
You're getting more views than me though. It's not a competition. Okay, so was it this one? Was it the Jordan Peterson one? Let's see.
If you go up to the very, very beginning, it was actually pretty quick. It was Jordan Peterson, mean, mad, white man. Hey, Aston.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Mean, mad, white man. So he says, you see how much better looking I used to be? He used
You
to be
look
so
the
much
same.
skinnier.
You look the same.
I was like half the size. So Jordan Peterson was called a mean, mad white man, and basically he broke Michael Eric Dyson, and it was a great moment. I thought, I'm going to react to that. That's very cool. And I went on, I did the show, and that was the first video that did reasonably well and got me kind of some views. And that didn't really have anything to do with my ideas. It had everything to do with Jordan Peterson. Jordan Peterson was a huge deal at that point, and I loved him. I loved what he was doing.
He was blowing up, yeah, and not intentionally. I think it was over the pronoun thing. He was like among the first, like, sort of, I guess, like anyone, like an intellectual, really coming out against like using pronouns.
He was expressing power. A lot of the stuff that not just the pronoun thing, but a lot of other things that were things that I had wanted to express myself. He's a lot more intelligent than I am, though. But I'm more, I can connect a little bit better to the average person because I speak normal English. And so I would take a lot of... Oregonian. He's a Canadian, but so I would kind of break down a lot of the stuff that he was saying, and I would talk about it on my show. And I got a lot of Jordan Peterson fans watching me, and that was cool. And then I did a Gillette parody video. So it was actually a comedy video. It was my first really big video that hit over 1 million views. And there was this ad for Gillette that was like, "Men are horrible. Be a better man." And I just thought that's a weird ad to do for a razor company. So I immediately thought, I'm going to do a parody of this. So I took their video and I did my own voiceover. So I was like, look at this black man. He hates himself because he's too masculine. It's like, look at this other guy, and I just went through and I basically did the same voiceover that they had done, but a little bit more obvious and direct. And it was very funny, and it blew up. It got me like over 1 million views, but it was only my voice. So nobody saw my face and nobody knew who I was still. Oh, but then like 2 weeks after that, I did my AOC video. And that really was what blew me up. I discovered who was kind of controlling AOC and what their plan was. They'd put out a video in which they actually admitted that AOC was essentially just a pawn that they were using. Wow. It was called The Brains Behind AOC.
The Brains Behind AOC. Interesting.
And Cenk Uygur was their sort of like hype man. In the video, I actually say Cenk Uygur, it was his whole idea, but it actually wasn't. He just made a bunch of videos in which he said it was his idea. But it was actually this other guy, whose name I can't remember. Oh, Zach Exley is his name. Okay. So he was kind of the mastermind behind it. But yeah, they made this whole video. This Justice Democrats is the group. They made this video saying, all the stuff you've done in Congress, all of your votes and all the stuff that you've said, that's all the group, right? And she's like, yeah, it's all the group. And so she's in the video, like admitting that none of her own her ideas are her own or anything. She just like goes to the group and takes from them. So she was essentially acting as this puppet. And I was fact checked by all kinds of places saying like, because I said she was an actress, right? Which she's not like a professional actress. It was sort of like saying she's a puppet. And they were like, she's not an actress. She doesn't have any credits on IMDb. Oh, God. I'm just like, yeah, no, but that's, you wouldn't say this person's not a puppet because they're not made of wood and they don't have strings attached to them, right? It's a metaphor. But I was fact checked on this actor. Even if you go today to like Snopes and look up, is AOC an actress? They'll say, this is a lie. This is a fake news or whatever. But shut up. I will murder you. You want this? You want this? Go get it. Look at that. It's interesting, isn't it? Yeah, go.
and I never believed that she was a bartender either. I feel like somebody should just go up to her and be like, really make a redheaded slut right now. Go.
Oh, come on. She's got boobs. Of course she was a bartender.
I do believe she's an actress though. Like she was very much like put in to play a role.
Yeah, because she does a great job. I mean, she's just kind of, she's good on camera. She's charismatic. She's kind of pretty. A lot of conservatives, if I say, AOC is a beautiful woman, thing is, she's not really my type. You know my wife. You know what my wife looks like. AOC's not really my type, but objectively, she's attractive. She's a beautiful woman. And people get really mad at me and they're like, she's not beautiful, she's hideous. And I'm like, don't look at the darkness within.
Yeah.
Look at the superficial beauties. There's a reason why she's popular.
People have definitely hate jerked it to AOC.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Hey, you don't hate jerk, Chris? Oh my God, you're missing out.
Oh yeah, I gotta. I'm so impressed with all your interviews. I got a lot of movies I got to watch after this.
Films.
Yeah, films.
That's cool though. Yeah, so you got looks like some of these videos like hit easily over.
They kind of went vaguely viral. See, it's kind of weird being me or Elijah or people within that kind of sphere, because we're famous amongst a very specific group of people, a very small subset of the population. So you get to taste a little bit of what fame is, and like people want to take your picture in the airport and stuff like that when they see you. But you're not world famous. So you're not like famous in like no Democrat has ever seen my show. I don't think.
You're not going to be on the Inquirer. Like you're not going to be on
exactly.
Like,
yes. You get kind of the fun of somebody like recognizing you. I used to get it a lot more. I used to have like a spot right here. The dermatologist burned it off, but he used to have the spot right here, so it was really recognizable. So a lot of people recognize me.
You could draw it back on if you want. Like
I know I should, just for
like
the thing.
Marilyn Monroe.
But I used to kind of joke with Valeria, if I'd go to any public place and I wouldn't get recognized, I'd go, I wasn't recognized today. But it's become so frequent. I mean, like I never get recognized anymore because my show's essentially been collapsed by YouTube. So I've actually accepted the fact that I'm no longer even within conservative circles. I think I'm no longer famous.
No,
I used to be a little bit famous, and now I'm not famous.
You're still famous.
I'm a has-been. But Valeria gets mad at me for saying this kind of stuff. She doesn't like to talk about the fame thing.
She's a very private person. Like she's very sweet. I met her and I was like, oh, I get right away. Like, wow, you two are good together. Cause she's just, she's Russian and she's like private. And she's also like very picky about like, who
she seems very
time.
stern, but she's actually quite funny.